everybody and welcome back to the channel. Hope you are all doing well. Favourite time of the month, completed pages. I haven't been on much in the month of October. I've just been really enjoying my colouring for some reason and not really fancy making videos. So yeah, I have got a few in the pipeline though, so hopefully I'll be able to get to those. So we're going to just look at a few stats for October. I did one group buddy colour and 2 other individual buddy colours. I participated in 15 prompts and challenges. I completed 18 pages in 17 different books, and I got 2 untouched books this month. I added 11 more followers on Instagram, so I'm up to 1,054, and I added 33 new subscribers to YouTube. So hello everyone that's joined in October. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for pushing the subscribe button. Yeah, that is the stats, and we're just going to get straight into it, but I do just need to get my pages up and ready. So I think we're starting kind of from the back for the one that I've completed most recently. So it's this one. It's going to zoom you out a fraction. There we go. It's this one. I had done a lot of spooky pages. I hadn't coloured in this book this year, and as if you've been watching this year, one of my goals has been to make sure I touch all of my colouring books in my collection. I'm nearly there. The next 2 months is going to be concentrating specifically on those books that I haven't touched yet. And so I decided to do this one, and I knew I wanted these to be kind of, I don't know what those flowers are called, but they're kind of bright coloured. I think they look like daisies, but I know they're not that really. I knew I wanted them pink, orange and yellow. And that kind of kicked me off really. I started with those. I use Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer to base all the flowers, base the hair, and I do a little bit on the feather. And I use the Albrecht Dürers for the background as well. And then I use Polychromos to do the skins. I don't have these colours in the Albrecht Dürer yet. And then I use some acrylic paint pen to do the dots around the outside of the girl, and I really like the way this one turned out. Just a completely different background to what I normally do. In these I kind of normally use inks. Yeah, this one I used inks. So it was really lovely, and it was nice to get away from the kind of very Halloweeny colours that I'd been using for the rest of the month. So that was in Emanuel Colin, Coloriage Wild 2. Then we have Hannah Lynn's Enchanted Halloween. Yeah, definitely going backwards. And I coloured, if I can find it, this one. And I based everything with Arteza Everblend alcohol markers. I used Arteza Expert for the shading, Polychromos on the skin because I have a skin colour combination that I like to use, Sakura Stardust, and that is on the moons in the hat, Pentel Hybrid, which is for the gold in the hat. I used a bit of Pentel on these leaves as well. It's like a little bit of orange shine. And then I just decided I'd put some washi. I normally colour in like the borders round, but I decided this purple washi tape would work perfectly. And I really enjoyed this page. It was really good fun. This went for hats in October, which I think was a Mary Fall Colours hashtag. Cats in October, cat in the book. There's a cat colour along as well in 2025. So yeah, lots of hashtags that went towards. I've been using a lot of these colours in my colouring this month. You will see orange, purple and this tealy green. So that was Hannah Lynn's Enchanted Halloween. Then I Tales from the Witch's Cottage by Hannah Carlson, and I did the last page in the book, which was this one. So this was inspired by Elm Colours, who put up 4 colour palettes, I think, and it was called A Different Halloween. And this one was Pinkylicious or something like that, or Pink Delicious. So it was it was two pinks, a pale pink and a darker pink, a reddy colour, a brown and a white. So that is where all this red and pink comes from. I used Black Widows, that was for the bits coming out of the potion and the bottle. Then I used a Calero watercolour paint, which is a metallic watercolour paint, to get the browny metallic I wanted. Pentel Jewel Hybrid, there's like a pinky blue on this bottle. And then I used Distress Oxide for the background, and that was like Festive Berries, Flamingo Kit Flamingo, and then a Walnut Stain. I wish I'd kind of done the background more browny, and then gone over it with pink. I think I would have got much more of the effect I was looking for. And then I did the splash effect with acrylic white paint. I like the way it's turned out. I just wish I'd gone for maybe more of a contrast in the background. So that was Tales from the Witch's Cottage by Hannah Carlson. Then we have first Buddy Colour. I know I'm out of order from my books, but that's fine. This is my first Buddy Colour for the month, and it was this one. So this is with Knick Knack Colours, Colouring Bumblebee, and Emma Colours, or Emma Colouring 85 on Instagram. Geordie Colours used to be in the group, but she's taken a step back. And it was this page. This was a challenge, I'm not going to lie. Arteza Everblend to base, Arteza Expert pencils to go over and do the shading, and then lots and lots of acrylic paint pen. I'm not a big fan of the way this turned out. I think there's too much green, but it is meant to be swamp, so yeah, but it is lovely and colourful, so you know, I'm not too sad about that. So yeah, that was that one. But this book is really filling up. Like the first 4 pages of it are done now, 5 pages, so that's amazing. And I chose the page for November, and it's one where we're in a cave, and we're doing this one for November. So that's fun, and I will show you all of the other ladies' pictures here. Thank you very much, ladies. Lovely as always. Then I did one in Molly Harrison's Big Fantasy colouring book. Yep, I can't, oh yes, this was one where the witch was sitting in the tree. And I did this one. So I based the tree with Crayola Super Tips. I based the witch with Crayola Super Tips. And then I used Artix pencils to go over the shading. Strangely enough, I used watercolour paint in the background, which for this paper is quite extraordinary, but it's not too crinkly, and it's not, you know, you can hit that isn't too crinkly at all. So that was a Winsor & Newton Cotman colours, and it actually went on really nicely. I've had to do a bit of smoothing out with pencil, but it went on really nicely. And like I say, there isn't too much crinkling considering the paper quality. This is a CSY watercolour paint. Then I use Uniball Signo Metallic, and that was for the silver in her hat. A Chromatech acrylic paint pen, that's for the red border. And then I used a white acrylic paint pen and for the stars and stuff in the sky. I like the way this one turned out. It was quite simple, and like I said, I'm really surprised with the way the watercolour went on. So that was a revelation to me, and I struggle with the backgrounds in these books because some of them can be quite dark, and I've tried various. I like ink. I don't particularly like chalk pastel, so yeah, watercolour might be the way forward for me. So yeah, that was from Molly Harrison's Big Fantasy colouring book. Then we have 2 pictures from Enchanted Faces by Hannah Lynn, and I have 4 pages to go in this book. So one of them I can remember what I did, but the other one I cannot remember which. Oh, I know, actually I do remember. I have 4 pages left. I can't believe it. I'll probably be doing a book flip in December of this completed book, which will be so amazing. So I did this one. This is Arteza Everblend alcohol markers, Arteza Expert pencils, Pentel Dual Hybrid, a Chromatech glitter gel pen for the outside. Yeah, and that's a scent. I'd be polychromos for the skin. I really like the way this one turned out. Quite unusual colours for me. I like the purple against the orange, I always have. And I like the black hair as well. So yeah, that was that one. And then the other one I did, which I absolutely love, is this Autumn Fairy. Again, Arteza Everblend alcohol markers, Arteza Expert pencils, some Sakura Jelly Roll Glaze, which is on her wings, Chromatech glitter gel pen for the border, some Sakura Jelly Roll Glaze with these black bits. And I love this page. I love how vibrant it is. And it does look really, really autumnal. So yeah, 4 pages left to go. Hilary, Aaliyah, Sharila, and Sharla. So lots of mermaids. But that's fine. I might save her for December and get 2 mermaids out of the way in November. But yeah, I'm so excited. 4 pages left to go. So that was Hannah Lynn's Enchanted Faces. Then we have Matchstick Mouse. I'll just zoom you out a bit now. Matchstick Mouse, a costume party colouring book. So this was a new to me book this month. So this went for Colour Your Hoard October, and I went for Superman. I thought I don't want to do a spooky page. This page just called me, and I did this one. Let's see if I can find it. I don't even think I've written this one down, you know. Which means I've done more pages than I said. Oh no, there we go. Matchstick Mouse. So Arteza Everblend alcohol markers, Arteza Expert pencils. This was a CSY watercolour paint for the moon. And then lots of acrylic paint pen. This is Pentel Dual Hybrid. That's Pentel Dual Hybrid in there. Yeah, lots and lots of fun. I had to go for Superman. I just saw her as Superman. And it, yeah, so love this book. Love all the costumes. They're so cute. Kind of goes through the seasons. There is a reindeer, I think, at one point. There are some Halloween-y ones. Very, very cute. I probably won't get to that again until the new year because I have got a couple of Matchstick Mouse I haven't actually touched yet. So that was Matchstick Mouse, a costume party colouring book. Then another new to me book, Annie Day, an Autumn Vibes colouring book. So again, this went for Colour Your Hoard October. And I did this one. So it was a witchy one for me for this. And again, I used Elm Colours' different Halloween colours. And this was Spoopy Purple, which was so much fun. And this was a pale pink, a purple, a lighter purple, dark black, I think. So the grey is a little bit out of that, but I want my Annie Day to be grey with pink nose and pink ears and probably a white chest, well, if she ever shows her white chest. Oh, and then it was brown in the Spoopy Purple as well. So yeah, really loved the way this one turned out. So this was Winter and Newton Pro markers, because I didn't have this colour in the Arteza Everblend, so I thought I'd stick with Pro markers for all of it. Arteza Expert pencils for blending. Pentel Dual Hybrid, which I outlined her hair in like a blue, which I don't know if you can really see. And then acrylic paint pens to do the stars and the circles and go around the clouds. So yeah, that was my first one in that book, so I was really glad to get one started in there. I might do another one in there for November, but I have got to get to my other books. Then I did one in Whimsical Halloween by Molly Harrison. Love this book. And I did, not that one. I can't actually remember what I did. I know it was cute. Yeah, I did that one. I just love this book. Oh, it's just fabulous. Whimsical Halloween, there we go. So Arteza Everblend alcohol markers, Arteza Expert pencils, CSY watercolour paint, so that's for the wings, which is like, I think it's just a plain kind of white silver actually. Acrylic paint pens, that kind of went around the cat and used it to do the night sky. Uniball Metallics, that was for her hat. That's a Uniball Metallic Silver. And then a Chromatech glitter gel pen to go around the border. And it was just like a graduating grey. Oh, and I used the Uniball to do the gate behind her in a silver as well. I like the way that one turned out. I love the orange against the pinks up here. The orange, yellow and pink is like one of my favourite colour combos. It just kind of makes everything feel so happy. But yeah, that was Molly Harrison's Whimsical Halloween. Then we have the second of my buddy colours. I just need to check. I think this was with, just want to make sure I've got it right. This was with Kate's Colouring Pages. I believe she has a YouTube channel as well as an Instagram. So this was in Sweet and Simple, Whimsy Girls by Hannah Lynn, and we did the Trick or Treating Cat, I think it was, this one. Yeah. So this was Arteza Everblend alcohol markers, Arteza Expert pencils, polychromos, skin. I used some stickles on her little tutu. I used like, I think it was might be an orangey one with a green glitter, but that's on there. I also used a glitter gel on the pumpkin and on her ears, which I think you can just about see. Acrylic paint pen, that was for the little dots and stars in the background, and a Chromatech glitter gel pen in the background. I love orange and purple together, and it's such typical Halloween colours. And I will show you Kate's page here. She used one of Elm Colours' different Halloween colour palettes, and I absolutely adore it. It looks really vintage, I think. So yeah, love that. So thanks very much. That was great to get another one page done in this book. This might be my next concentrate on books to finish. So I've really enjoyed getting my Enchanted Faces one done. But yeah, I loved that, and it was really good to get another one done in that book. Then another buddy colour was in A Million Little Monsters. I put my pages I was planning to colour on YouTube, and Abby Meadow Crafts messaged me and said she'd never done a buddy colour before and would love to do one in A Million Monsters. So that was great. I was really, really pleased to help you do your first buddy colour. And I'd already actually started this page, and this was one of the pages she suggested, so I was happy to do that as a buddy. So what did I do for this one? A Million Little Monsters. Crayola Super Tips to base. Artix pencils to do the shading. CSY watercolour paint, so I did that for the wings of the dragon. I did a gelato's background, so I've got like, I think it's called the planet set, so it's Mars and then I think like black hole, and it's kind of got this glittery shimmery effect, but I don't know if you can really see that. And then I stuck some confetti stars on, so I thought, oh yeah, that would be nice too. So yeah, and I think this is more CSY watercolour paints on these ghosts, and I used some on the tail here as well. And I think, no, I didn't do that on the ghost there, just on this and this one in here. That's watercolour paint as well. So thank you very much. That was a really, really great buddy colour. And this is Abby Meadow, is it Abby Meadow Crafts? Abby Meadow Crafts page here. And we've kind of inverted our pages. I think she's done a green cake, a purple dragon. So it was really nice to see a completely different take on it. And she used a metallic, I think it was a metallic watercolour in the background, which is extremely brave of Lulu Mayer, because I find watercolour difficult for backgrounds in Lulu Mayer. But yeah, that was great to get another one done in A Million Little Monsters by Lulu Mayer. Then we have A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayer, and I totally love this page. I think I was trying something different in this book, and I adore the way it has turned out. And it is this page. Where is it? So yeah, this was, let me check, Artix, is it Artix pencils? Artix pencils, which I really loved using in this book. And I think that might be my new go-to for Lulu Mayer. They just lay down wonderfully. And I think it's the first pencil I've tried in her books that I've actually liked. Then I used Artix acrylic brush markers for this blue background. Pentel Jewel Hybrid. So there's some on these hats. There's some on the castle. What else? Uniball Signo Metallic, so I think there's some of that on the silver in the castle. Then there's lots of Posca pen on the clouds, and in the background. And then I also then put a glitterific blue moon over the top of the acrylic marker in the background to give it a glittery effect. And I just loved the way it came together, the colours, everything. It was just a wonderful page to do. Hardly any bleed either, which is great. And another one done in A Million Magical Creatures. So that was lovely. Great. Lulu Mayer. Then we had Happy Cat Sweet Colours by Angela Gonzalez. And I think I had one more pumpkin page in this book. I don't think I put this on Instagram because I was really unhappy with it. So I didn't want to do all my pumpkins orange this month. I wanted to experiment with doing them different colours. So I decided to go for a black pumpkin here. So this is Arteza Everblend alcohol markers and some Winsor & Newton. I don't have a black Arteza Everblend anymore, so that's why I've used Winsor & Newton. Arteza Expert for shading, acrylic paint pen, Pentel Jewel Hybrid and a Sakura Jelly Roll Glaze. So I kind of added in the lines for the pumpkin with a Pentel Jewel Hybrid, and I just don't like it. It doesn't make me happy at all. So yeah, we'll just skip over that one. Happy Cat Sweet Colours by Angela Gonzalez. Then we have Matchstick Mouse Halloween colouring book, and I think I did the first page in the book. Yes, I did. This was Arteza Everblend alcohol markers, Arteza Expert pencils, CSY watercolour, and that's for the clouds. And that worked really well. I think that's for the clouds and these blue streaks. Pentel Jewel Hybrid, I'm not sure where that is, that might be on the broom there. And some Posca to add a few more stars and dots in. I really like the way that one turned out. And there's some Sakura Jelly Roll Glaze on straps on the bag. I really like the way that one turned out. The blue, the purple, like the hat, and this green like conker shell. So yeah, that was another one done in Matchstick Mouse Halloween colouring book. Then I know there's Halloween pages in Romantic Country, and I really liked them, even though I've coloured in this book already this year. I got stuck into a page in this and really enjoyed it. Though it definitely went through ugly stages, I have to say. I'm just putting my light on. Definitely went through ugly stages. So this is ink tents to base, pretty much everything. Graphitint, so this is for this purple around the outside and the stonework. Brute Funa squares for the shading. I like using Brute Funa squares in this book. Pentel Jewel Hybrid metallic. I couldn't, yeah, that's on various parts. Then there's some Sakura Jelly Roll Glaze. I think that's for all of these like little hanging signs. CSY watercolour paint, so that's on this hat, various other hats, and KJ designed by Karen as well. And this went for hats in October. Merry Fall Colours is hashtag. The only thing I don't like about the page is these leaves. I wish I'd done, the green's fine, it's the blue violet. I wish I'd done them like the same colour as this. I just wanted to have the outside to have like this magical vibe, because you knew you were going into like a witch's shop. So yeah, that's because it really stands out, I think, and I just didn't want to. And I went for kind of similar colour combos. So this is like a 4 colours for these hats, 4 colours for these hats, and then these ones on the bottom are a mixture of all 8 that I've used throughout all of them. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's really good to get another one done in Erie, and I'm beginning to understand how to colour in her books, so that makes me very happy. So that was Romantic Country, the 3rd tale. Nearly there, folks. Then we have Enchanted Creatures by Lolita Aya. And this was actually a whip from the previous month, and I completed this one. What can I say about this? I love the Kingfisher. I love the lower half. I don't love the top half. I think that would probably be the best way to describe it. Artix pencils, quite liked them in this book. Albert Duro, which I think is for the background and the green around these leaves. Chalk pastels, because I wanted to even it out a bit. Posca. I don't know what I used the Posca for. Oh, that was probably going over the black lines in the water and over the white black lines for the white in bird. And a Jelly Roll Glaze. Don't know where the Jelly Roll Glaze is, but there's definitely some Pentel dual hybrid in like the bubbles in the sky. So yeah, that was kind of like the bottom, not so keen on the top. But it was good to get another one done, and I do like the Kingfisher. So yeah, that was Enchanted Creatures by Lolita Aya. And then finally we had Diane Defoe Boule de Pois, and I participated in the hashtag that Lavella runs and Colourful Diary, and I did this page. So this background was white and I decided to make it black. I used Artix pencils. I didn't quite like them in this book very much, and I had quite a lot of texture from this page below, so there was stickles on it, so that's why I've got lots of texture on this pumpkin. And like I said, I was experimenting with pumpkin colours, hence the reason why this one is white. So I used Artix pencils and acrylic brush pens. That's the Artix acrylic brush pens, that's for the black there. And acrylic paint pens to get rid of the black lines. Looks like there's some kind of sparkliness there. I love my rabbits. That's exactly the colour I was going for. So yeah, I was quite happy with this one as like a kind of start to my Halloweeny month, and I have those two together next to each other, which is also really nice. I think I wanted to kind of, I was thinking about putting this background on here, but I thought, no, I don't want to do that. But I have got some like, this white for the candles is kind of echoed here and here, and the black is echoed in the background here. So I have kind of, there is a little bit of matching, but I do like them next to each other. So yeah, that was Diane Defoe's Boule de Pois. And that is all of my completed pages for October. I have got another one that is a whip, which I will quickly show you. This is from Gnomes in the Neighbourhood by Denise Collette, and I'm currently working on it. I have nearly finished. I've just got these white bits and the moon to do, but that'll be completed for November. And it's a really cute page, actually. I really enjoyed doing it, even though it has boxed me at times. So yeah, that is everything for October. So for November's colouring plans, I'm going to pull out all the books I haven't yet coloured in and work out what I'm going to colour in, and then go from there. So nice to see you all. I hope you've enjoyed looking and seeing all my completed pages. I will see you all again in November. Bye.